Alright, welcome back to another Patreon request, and this one comes from Christopher Rosa, who asked me to do a crossover pairing between Lion-O from Thundercats and Catra from She-Ra Princesses of Power. So, as always, before we get started, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below, and hit the third tier over on Patreon. That will allow you access to do so and start sending me request videos to do here on Patreon. Anyway, so yeah. Also, before we go any further, to be clear, this is basically this is an 80s Lion-O. This is not 80s cartoon Lion-O. This is 2011 animated reboot series Lion-O. Just to be clear, that this is 2011 Lion-O, not 80s Lion-O we're going to be talking about. So, first off, what do also another thing, and I'm sorry, I keep forgetting, but yeah, crossover pairings was a thing I used to do where I was having characters and what would it be like if they were a couple. Anyway, so what would Lion-O and Catra's relationship be like if they were a couple? Well, I don't think this would happen because we know Catra's a lesbian. So I don't think she's going to have any interest in Lion-O whatsoever. I am very sorry to say I don't think Lion-O is the right person for her. But excluding that, what would let's take that out of the equation for because we got to have a video, right? What would it be like if Lion-O and Catra were a couple? I don't think they would get along. I don't think Lion-O and Catra would have the most stable relationship. I really don't think in any way, shape, or form do Lion-O and Catra have like a very compelling relationship in any way, shape, or form. I think Catra's just too aggressive and too walled off for Lion-O. And Lion-O in the 2011 reboot was very like, he was very much like, he was brash. He was also kind of like a little more, in your face about things. So if he wanted to like talk to Catra and Catra's not in the mood to talk, Lion-O's going to be like, fine, whatever, and that's just going to set off Catra. Or Catra's Catra's in a playful mood and she's just going to like annoy Lion-O or say something, that she doesn't mean because again, she's just a little bag of trauma. She's going to say something that she doesn't mean or think that she's playing and it's not. So that's just going to set off Lion-O as well. These two would not excluding, again, Catra being a lesbian. There is no way on God's green earth I could see these two actually acting like a legit couple. There is no possible way I could see these two like being a functional relationship. I just cannot for the life of me see that in any way, shape, or form. Their personalities are too different. And you could argue, well, Pumaira, when he was attracted to Pumaira, Pumaira was a lot like Catra. Yeah, but but at the same time, she was also an agent of Mum-Ra, and we never got a, proper, conclusion to that story. Thanks for canceling it, Cartoon Network. But yeah, here it's a little different, where Catra is, she's had years of trauma put upon her by Shadow Weaver just for existing near Adora. And she never got that closure with Shadow Weaver because it was just like, you're welcome, bye, and gets vaporized. So yeah, even like, Catra's pretty toxic in her own right, so like, and again, I think we all have to agree that, Catra, her toxic trait is nearly destroying reality to get back at her girlfriend. Imagine what that would be like if she had an argument with Lion-O. Just saying. Like, that's kind of the big issue, is that we have this, Catra who doesn't know how to deal with grief or anger or anything like that well, in any way, shape, or form. And when she does try to deal with it well, it's, snarky remarks. So, Lion-O's not all about that. So, yeah, I can't see, and there is not a world in any way, shape, or form where you can tell me these two could work. It's amazing Adora was able to keep up with Catra's shit and still love her. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I just can't see it. And also, I just think it's a little wrong to, like, make a gay character straight for, you know, something like that. But that's not, I'm not the guy who's doing the video. That's Rosa who requested it. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. And yeah, they're both cat characters, I know. And yeah, that's not a great basis for a couple, but still. It's in the words of a wise man, it's a no for me, dog. But yeah. So, I'm very curious to see what you guys are going to say in the comments below. I'm very curious to see how you guys are gonna look at this. So yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below. Who do you think? How do you think a relationship between Catra and 2011 Lion-O would go? Do you think it would actually work or not? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, thanks to Christopher Rosa for this Patreon request and continued patronage. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.